Hey, what's up, guys? I've had a ton of requests to do this video, like a lot. So I'm finally getting around to it. It's been a while since people have asked me to do this, but what I'm going to cover is what to look for when you're buying a used bike, like off of Craigslist or eBay or wherever. If you see a bike on the side of the street and you want to buy it, this is what to look for on a used bike. Now, new bikes, I mean, you don't really have to look for a lot of things. But used bikes, you have to look for some things. So I'm going to go over that. I bought 3 used bikes off of Craigslist. This is my 3rd one. And so far I've had, some small problems with the bikes that I forgot to look for. But I'm going to use my experience and teach you guys a little tricks to so you know what to look for in these bikes. All right? Now, first off, you want to meet them in a public place. Like, here's a high school. This is where I went to high school, Double T's High School. Meet them on a public place. Bring a friend if you can. And that way the friend can also keep you from, going googly eyes, and they can see things that you can't. So, all right, first thing you want to do when you get there, make sure the guy's cool and everything. But you want to hear how it runs, right? Well, first thing, before you run, you want to check the oil. So things you want to bring with: a small pen light and a grease rag. Some bikes have little dipsticks on the side here. Get off my bike. My bike doesn't. Lots of bikes don't. They have a sight glass. Now this hole right here, there's a little glass in there. And you're going to want a light because it's really hard to see. And when you check this oil, you want the bike to be standing. So have your friend or the owner hold the bike up in the standard position. They're having band camp right now. And then you can look, and there'll be 2 little lines. One's for full, one's for empty, or low and high. And you want to check and make sure it's within that. If it's way over that, you want to watch out, because there's a trick people use. If your motor has a tick, you can hide the tick hide the ticking by overfilling your motor with oil. So watch out for that. All right. Yeah, so check the oil and make sure it's good. The bad thing about side glasses is you can't test the consistency or smell it or make sure there's no antifreeze or anything in it with the side glass, but whatever. After that's done, check the manifold, or check the exhaust. If it's cold, that's good. If it's hot, then that means he's already started up and warmed it up, and that could mean he's trying to hide something. But if it's cold, then he hasn't started it up yet. And then you want to start it up and just make sure that you listen for no ticking, no sputtering. Make sure it should run smooth. Like an example. It just sounds like it's fine. Like it's just running good. Okay? It should start up right away. If it's carbureted and it's cold, then it may need a choke. Here's the choke for you guys that don't know. Then the next things you want to check are your front brakes. Make sure you have some pressure, rear brakes pressure. You're going to check all this stuff when you go riding, because you want to do a test ride. But this is the stuff you want to check when you're stationary. Check all the blinkers, front, rear blinkers, and check the headlights. Mine doesn't have low beams, so I just run high beams all the time, if you guys see that. Okay, so those are all the basic things you want to check for. Make sure that you check the VIN number with the title. Make sure it's the same thing. You can also check it on the engine if you're worried about them stolen engine being in there, but whatever. All right, as for wrecks, if you want to see if it's been in a wreck, there's some things you want to look for. You want to look on the pegs. You want to look on the exhaust, the mirrors, the bar ends, and basically, if it has frame sliders, look on the sliders. They can replace those pretty easily though, but those are the areas you want to look for. Obviously, mine has been, you can see, he said he low slided this like at 2 miles an hour. I believe that. It's not, with a slide that's going fast, you're going to have horizontal marks, okay? If it's just a drop in the parking lot, you're going to have things like this, where it's just kind of a scrape. It's not gonna have you'll see lines if it's a slide. Okay. So if that's a big deal for you, it wasn't for me because I'm planning on turning this into a Street Fighter anyways. So all of this is going to be gone. So I didn't really give a fuck. I was like, when I saw this, lots of people, that would be a deal breaker. But I didn't really care, and I still don't care. So you guys don't know who I am. Double T. Other things you want to look for, big things, is the chain. Another reason you want to bring a grease rag, because it can get messy. Make sure that it's not too loose. If you really want to be anal about it, roll it back and forth and check for tight spots. I had tight spot on my R6 and it busted the chain. I accidentally over tightened it. What happened was I tightened it on the on the loose spot. That way the tight spot was really tight and it fucking busted on me. Sorry for my bike being dirty, by the way. I haven't washed it in a while. Other things you want to check, brake pads. What you want to do is just get up here and look in there, and you'll be able to tell if the brake pads are really worn. They should have some good thickness to them. Also, you can look at the rotor from that view and make sure that there's no warpage. Check the actual rotor itself, make sure there's no like creases in it, like if they've been running the pads low and have been fucking it up. Other things to check. Make sure your brakes work. Let's see. Alright, make sure that your throttle has some good return. Like if it sticks, that could be a problem. Alright, that's basically all you need to check for when it's just sitting here. So after that is done, you want to arrange a test ride. Most people, they won't let you test ride the bike until they have money in hand. That's what I do when I sell my bikes. It's a smart thing to do. I mean, it covers your ass if they fucking are a noob and they bust your bike all to shit. Oh, well, you guys already know how to ride, so basically you want to make sure that the clutch is good. Just make sure that it's not slipping on you. And now you want to listen for like any weird stuff. I mean, if this is your first bike, then you may not know with some of the weird things, but just use common sense for listening for weird things. Make sure all your lights are working, your gauges are working. When I bought this bike, my speedometer wasn't working, and we just looked and the little cable was off, so we just had to screw it back in. Which may have been a problem, but I don't care. Because you can unscrew the thing and then hide the mileage if you ride without a speedometer for a while. But again, I don't give a fuck. It runs great. I don't care. Alright, so things you want to look for, your transmission. You want to make sure that it shifts smoothly. One problem with my transmission is sometimes it'll go into a false neutral. I think that's just because it's an old bike, you know. But I just had to manhandle it. But it should just shift smoothly. It shouldn't clatter when you shift. You want to test out the brakes, accelerate. I don't know, I'm going 50 right now, and just, you know, get on the brakes a little bit. My brakes suck on this bike, but just make sure they work and that there's no jerkiness or anything. You don't want to be caught in an emergency situation and, you know, have it fuck you up. All right, another very important thing you want to do, accelerate to about 50, let go of the handlebars. Make sure there's no shaking in that handlebar, or else you'll have something like this. Yeah, that's pretty scary shit. I made that mistake with my second one. The only thing I did with my second one on a test drive was I rode it around the block, and I fell in love with it. So make sure that you test that out. That's a very big thing. It should just glide. You can test the acceleration if you want. Make sure it runs smoothly, shifts smoothly, the brakes work, the clutch works. That's pretty much all you want to do. That's pretty much all you can do on a short test ride. I mean, you'll be able to find out if the bike's for you. Absolutely. Is it comfortable for you? Are your wrists hurting? Is your ass already hurting on your short 5-minute ride? Do you like the sound of the bike? This is all subjective things or objective things. I need to learn which was which. It's all, ooh, I like the trees. It's all for you, you know. You're buying this bike for you. Don't let another friend pick it. You need to choose for yourself. I know I'm squidding. Whatever. Oh, bird. Look at it. It's trying to outrun me. I wonder if I can touch the bird. Whoa, shit. Oh my god. I actually got pretty close. Yeah, anyways. And I mean, you don't want to take too long on the test ride. It's nice to bring a friend for that reason. They can stay there with your car or whatever, and, you know, try and get some more information out of the buyer. Oh god, it's bumping on this car. That's the basic things you want to look for. You can check out brake fluid if you have a sight, if you have a reservoir that's clear. Check the brake fluid, make sure that's up to sniff. Oh, check the I guess I'll go ahead and pull over. There's no one coming. One thing, I mean, you want to do this before the actual test ride. I forgot to mention is the tires. Check the tire tread, okay? Make sure that it's not bald. When I bought this, both the tires were bald, so I negotiated that into the price. I got them down another $200 because of the tires. So make sure that there's plenty of tread. Make sure there's no bulging spots. So yeah, that's one big thing. You want to check the frame. Make sure there's no cracks in the frame. That could mean, like, if there was a big wreck, especially if you see marks on the mirrors or something, check the frame. That can be a big thing, okay? And you just have to remember, the bike you're looking at isn't the only bike in the world. It isn't the only bike on Craigslist. You'll be able to find another one. So if there's something wrong with it, don't buy it. That's a really big problem for me. When I see a bike that I want it like now. So just be smart about it. And then if you're ready to go to the next step, this is what you do. Either you buy cash, which is the smartest thing to do, but you know, that's kind of tough for a lot of people. I couldn't do it. So what I did is I got a loan. Go to a bank, hopefully your bank. I want to do a papa wheelie, but I probably shouldn't since I'm squidding. Go to your bank and be like, hey, I want to take out a loan for a motorcycle. And they'll be like, they'll take you into a room and, you know, close the blinds and be like, so, what kind of bike do you want to buy? You tell them, you know, what bike you're planning on buying, how much you're wanting to spend, and you want to do this before, you actually want to do this before you go and look at the bike. That way, you can either have the money in hand so you can test ride the bike, or you just know you're approved for it. Ow, I got hit with a bug. That way, if you get there and you fall in love with the bike, and then you go try to get a loan, and they deny your amount, then you're not heartbroken. So you want to know how much you're already approved for before you actually go looking for bikes. So you're approved for the loan, you got the money, go buy the bike, then you have to sign the back of the title with him. Another little trick that's not technically legal is to, you know, there's this little place where you put how much you bought the bike for. I would suggest putting as little as you can, because taxes are gonna fuck you when you go get it tagged. I had to put, I didn't know on my CBR, I didn't even put what I bought it for, but I put more than what I should have, and I wound up paying like a shit ton for tags. I was like, how much it would have been if I actually listed what I bought the bike for. God. So for this bike, I didn't pay very much for it on my tags. But yeah, that's a little thing. You don't want to lie about your mileage. put the real mileage on there. Then you both have to sign it. You both have to print your names. It's pretty self-explanatory. It tells you all what you need to do on the back of the title. And then when you get a loan, you'll take it to your bank, the title, and then they'll mail it off to your capital, which mine is Topeka. So right now my title for this is in Topeka until I pay it off. And that's pretty much it. Then you own the bike. You go get it tagged. You go to your tag office and wait in line for 5 hours. Actually, I've never had a problem with that. But yeah, you go do that and then you're ready. Oh, first you have to do insurance. Yeah, you get insurance, and if you get a loan, you have to get full coverage. At least in America. I don't know about other countries. I have to have full insurance on this, even though I don't care about I want liability on this because it would be really cheap, like nothing. Like a couple cheeseburgers, that's how cheap, okay? For liability. But since I have a loan, I have to have full coverage. The bank demands it. So once I pay it off, I can switch to liability. But you want to do that, and then go get your tags, and then you're legal for the road. Okay? So that's a basic overview of what you want to do to buy a bike off of Craigslist. I've had amazing luck with Craigslist. I know some people have nightmare stories. You just have to be smart, you know? Cover all your bases. Make sure you're not buying a lemon or a piece of shit. And you should be good. Go out there, find the bike of your dreams, and ride her hard. Have a good day, guys. That girl's hot.